He's starting to.
And you just get.
Good afternoon and welcome to Hayward as we are getting set for some college football today. Ben Ross and Chris Babcock here on NorCal Sports TV. An intriguing matchup, the season opener, Chabot College hosting Fresno City College. These teams playing their first game in quite a while, Chris. As you know, last year obviously canceled due to the pandemic. It's been more than 600 days since either one of these teams has played a game, and so I'm sure they are both fired up. I'm fired up to be here. What are some of the things we're looking for, Chris?
Well, the referee Ken Leffels at midfield with the coin flip. I think play with emotion, but don't, and you specifically, Ben, don't be emotional today.
I'll try my best. I'm just so happy to have live football again.
Fresno won the toss. They'll defer to Chabot. I think it's a win. We talked about this. It's a win for everybody to be able to get the officials, the players, the coaches, the administrators, everybody that's involved with football. I think it's a win just generally getting here. These teams scrimmage in 2019, then they last played 2017. The road team is filled the loser both times. So in the 4 games, Chabot twice here with wins, Fresno City with wins there. So these teams aren't very familiar with themselves, especially the personnel, no film. So there's certainly some things that both these coaches want to happen today for the victory.
Well, and as we said, it's been about 650 days, I think, for both teams since they've played a game. So you're right. I think it'll be interesting to see. I know both coaches talked about wanting to see good fundamentals, crisp football. Again, it's been a while, so it might be a little sloppy. We'll go ahead and pause right now for the national anthem, and then we will get you the lineups and the opening kickoff. Chabot and Fresno City right here on NorCal Sports TV.
Broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand. Broadcast.
And welcome back here to Hayward, just moments away from kickoff. Again, Ben Ross alongside Chris Babcock as we're getting set to open the college football season, Chabot and Fresno City. Let's go ahead and tell you how these two teams did the last time they were able to play a full season in 2019. Fresno City College, the Rams going 8-3, 5-0, and they were the Valley champions that year. Made it all the way to the NorCal semifinals where they were beat by College of San Mateo. Chabot coming off a 4-5 season. They were 1-3 in conference play in the Bay 6, finished tied for 4th. And so they will look to get off to a good start this year under head coach Eric Venene in his 5th season. And again, Chris, these two teams, Fresno City comes in ranked number 12 in the rankings. Chabot number 25. So both in the top 25 in the CCCAA. Should be a pretty good matchup today.
Yeah. You want to just, first of all, solid on special teams. Don't give the ball away. You're going to have procedures, holding. You're going to have penalties. There's going to be mistakes. It's how you answer, I think, is one of the keys. Fresno City will be kicking off. Coach Tony Caviglia, it's a win just getting to play, but play and keep emotions in check. Be ready for the unknown. Not a common opponent. Chabot, not in their conference, like you said, haven't played since 2017. And like you had mentioned, fundamental football, blocking, tackling, and no penalties for Chabot. Play fast, no mental errors, and focus on technique. And I think the key for everybody is handle emotion. Why? Well, Chabot hasn't played in 657 days, and Fresno City hasn't played in 650 days. Now, high schoolers, they had a little bit of a season. The JC kids know. So we'll see how things go. We're excited about being here.
And we are officially underway, as you said, Chris. The opening kickoff fielded by Chabot in the yellow uniforms. They're moving right to left here in the first half. That's Oliver Saunders, getting out across the 25-yard line, and that is where the Chabot offense will go to work. So Chabot in the home golds, Fresno City in the white jerseys. And we get our first look at the freshman quarterback, L.T. Beck, for Chabot. Talented kid, Chris, started his career at Western Illinois, then Valparaiso, and now here at Chabot.
And started at high school at Burlington, Iowa, a D1 bounce back, can run the football and throw it. He's a lefty. One back set for Chabot. See how the first play of the game is.
And it's a handoff to Amari Tidwell. Stopped up after a couple of yards. Ball comes out late, but forward progress stopped. It'll be second and about 8.
That equals the amount of carries that Tidwell had in 2019.
That's right. One rush for 7 yards in his 2019
So
season.
we're getting rosters and starters and trying to find returners and on a good thing for Chabot. 3 of their top returners, and we've got an injury on the field.
Yeah, one of the linemen down for Chabot.
That's not good early on, and he's in a lot of pain. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV. You're one of our partners, just down the street, my proud employer for 18 seasons, American Asphalt, serving California for nearly 40 years. And Chabot College has helped bring you today's broadcast.
So 2nd and 8 here for Chabot on their opening drive. Again from the pistol, another handoff, and this time Tidwell stuffed. Maybe a gain of 1, but that Fresno City defensive line has come out fired up today, and it'll be 3rd and long.
Ian Russell filled that hole on the run through, fly sweep motion. Fresno was not fooled. And it's important when you're playing middle linebacker not to overreact. Don't react to the cheese. Then, once your eyes tell you, then explode and go to the football, and that's exactly what happened. 3rd and long here for the Gladiators.
Officially 3rd and 8. Beck throws for the first time. They tried to set up a screen, nearly intercepted. And it'll be a 3 and out to start for Chabot. So a good defensive stand for the Rams. And Chabot will punt it away.
And I think a good thing for Coach Caviglia, we're talking about key returners for Fresno. Keenan Wolf, Arvell Rogers, Landon Wright, Ben Ahio, those are guys that got pretty good playing time in 2019 for Coach Caviglia. Special teams here, you want to not hurt yourself, and then already Chabot making a mistake.
And this is trouble. High snap, LaRon Flippin trying to do something, but he is tackled inside his own 10-yard line, and it will be 1st and goal for Fresno City.
Watching Modesto and Laney College last night, same thing happened to Laney, and got Modesto some momentum, and they took advantage, and this is easy scoring territory for Fresno State. It was one of the best red zone scoring teams in the state last year.
So they'll spot it at the 7-yard line. And you're right, Chris. Look, it's exactly what we talked about. These are 2 teams that haven't played in nearly 2 full years. You figured there'd be some a little sloppy play, and it comes back to bite Chabot there. So Fresno City trying to cash in. Justin Holiday, the quarterback, hands off to Jacob Tubbs. He gets inside the 5, tripped up. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Tubbs finishing that run strong. It wasn't a big gain, but it was an effective gain. And Fresno coming out early in the pistol with a fullback and a tailback, and that's one of the things I love about covering their games. They're going to go and run a lot of West Coast concepts with modern day offense.
In the pistol again is Holiday. Another handoff to Tubbs, trying to get the corner. He's flung down. Nice defensive play by Aussie Bailey to prevent the touchdown, and it'll be 3rd and goal.
The freshman out of Hayward High School finishing with vengeance. Just a simple stretch play. The outside guys working and block the end and the backer working together. And it'll be 3rd and goal, and Chabot's defense trying to step up here and pick up the long snapper on the bad play on special teams.
A 3rd handoff to Tubbs, and again he's stopped short. How about the defensive stand by Chabot, and now decision time right away for Fresno City. They'll have 4th and goal from the 1-yard line.
Gold jerseys playing on the other side of the line of scrimmage, and Fresno had no chance. Yes, they picked up a yard, but the front of Chabot owned the line of scrimmage on that play.
And the decision has been made. The offense stays out on the field. A pivotal play early on. 4th and goal for Fresno City. Can the Chabot defense stand? Here's the snap. Fakes the handoff. Holiday dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Fresno City.
You've got to guard the quarterback, and that time hit a nice angle to get in. Nice play fake with the ball and able to scamper in, and they took advantage of the mistake on special teams by Chabot. But credit Chabot's defense. They took him to 4 downs there.
Yeah, it was a good effort by the Chabot defense, but Fresno City does punch it in for 6. Now here's the extra point. Nathan Coons, the freshman kicker, puts it up and through. And early on from Hayward, 7-0 Fresno City, the number 12 team in the state, with the early lead. We'll take a timeout, return after this. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
Broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand. Broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College.
Back in Hayward, 7-0 Fresno City College leading Chabot. And another kickoff fielded by the Gladiators. Saunders from inside his 5 pushes it out across the 25-yard line. Similar starting field position to last time. And now we'll see if the Gladiators can respond after the early touchdown from the Rams.
So we talked about today is answering, because you're going to make mistakes, and how do you answer, and how does Chabot answer after the special teams mistake, the 7-yard drive that ended up in the 4th down conversion for a touchdown. How does Chabot respond in this drive? It doesn't necessarily mean they have to score a touchdown, but they need to string together a couple of first downs.
1st and 10 from the 27. Play action fake. Beck rolling left. Now he'll tuck it and run. Sticks the football out to get another couple of yards, and a pretty good gain on 1st down. They'll mark him out just shy of the 35.
he did one really good thing. He was attacking the line of scrimmage after that play fake. A lot of times you'll see quarterbacks pull up, but if you attack the line of scrimmage, the defense doesn't know where the line of scrimmage is. So pump faking, or most of the time, I'm not being critical, that's just a fact. So pump faking doesn't look like he gets much. Nice 6-yard drive on first down, or 6-yard play on first down.
2nd and 4 for Chabot. This time the handoff to Jamal Lavalier in motion, gets a couple of yards to the 35. It'll be 3rd and about 2.
Quabino Watson did it out of Edison High School, did a nice well-coached leverage play by holding the edge, letting his teammates rally up and hold it to a couple of yards gain in the fly sweep run to the boundary. Another 3rd down.
3rd and 2.
Unbalanced set for Chabot.
A little bit of a high snap. Beck keeps it himself. Does he get there? He's a little short and a penalty marker down.
Our first one of the game. 9:57 in. For JC football, it's not bad.
And it looks like another Chabot lineman down on the play. That's Essa Pole, the big 6'7" freshman from Mount Eden High School.
And the penalty's on Chabot, and since the play was made behind the line of scrimmage, I believe they'll decline it. It'll be 4th down.
And Pole being helped off the field by his fellow lineman Antonio Hernandez.
That's 2 starting offensive linemen in 6 plays. All right, they're going to take the penalty, so it'll be 3rd down, and looks like about 8 yards.
They spot it just shy of the 30-yard line. So Chabot still looking for their first down of the afternoon. Again, we mentioned they went 4-5 last season, which was actually in 2019. 1-3 in conference play in the Bay 6. And now we get a stoppage and a timeout taken by Chabot.
So you've got a couple of injuries. You got a penalty, and then you're having to use a timeout. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
Broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
Third and 7 for Chabot from their own 30-yard line. 7-0 Fresno City College with the early lead. Beck rolls left, throws for the first down across the 40-yard line. Akil Ansar making the catch, and that's the first down of the day for the Gladiators.
The Castro Valley alum with the down and out. Again, Beck, the left-hander, attacking the line of scrimmage, getting away from the pass rush, and just a simple pass and catch and convert for a first down for Chabot as they get near midfield.
That's a big first down. I know it's early, Chris, but giving up the early touchdown, you don't want to give the ball right back to Fresno City. At least maybe use a little clock here, and if nothing else, flip the field position as that run stopped at the line for no gain.
Defensive front for Fresno City playing on the Chabot side of the line of scrimmage. Landon Wright, another returner, had 12 tackles, 6 TFLs in 6 games last year for the Rams. So nice to get a returner somebody that's played football, although it's been 650 days in between, they know the system.
Well, this was a really stout Rams defense in 2019. They only allowed 13.5 points per game, and a flag and a whistle before the snap. That'll be a false start on Chabot. So a couple of early penalties here for the Gladiators and the special teams mistake. And so this is something we talked about pregame, and we certainly expect to see a little bit of the sloppy play. As you mentioned, Chris, neither one of these teams has played in over 650 days. So got to shake off some of the cobwebs, and we'll see if Chabot can find a way to move the chains again. It's now 2nd and 15.
Another round balance set, and Chabot will have to call another timeout.
So again, a little sloppy here from the Gladiators. We'll take the timeout with them. 7-0 Fresno City in the first quarter. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV. Second and 15 for Chabot. Beck from the pistol takes the snap. Throws underneath. The catch is made by Tariq Jabbar, and he gets out to about the 44-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and 9.
There's something about playing quarterback, and there's the ability to just take what the defense gives you and keep it simple. They're playing now in front of the chains. Yes, it's 3rd and 9, but it's a simple little flat play. And if the defender misses a tackle there, he might run for a first down. But it's a manageable down at 3rd and 9, just taking what the defense gives you.
Solid gain on the place of 6 yards. And the snap on 3rd and 9, handoff to Tidwell.
They didn't fool anybody.
Not a whole lot of room. That Fresno City defensive front with another stop, a gain of 1, and that will bring up 4th and 8. And the punting unit will come back out.
I don't know if we have a replay on that, but watch number 95 play along the line of scrimmage. Jim Kiesling didn't penetrate. Run was away, but knowing in that stretch running game that you got to protect the cutback, and boy, when they cut back, he was there to meet him very rudely.
And another whistle and some more movement up front before the snap. I think that will be another 5 yards against Chabot. So that's the 3rd penalty early on. And again, we'll see if the snap is better this time. But the last time that the Gladiators tried to punt, it was disaster as it went over the head of LaRon Flippin and gave Fresno City a 1st and goal at the 6-yard line.
Yeah, that's 3 penalties within 200 seconds. That's not a good thing.
Nearly got to that one, but Flippin does get the punt away. A fair catch called for and taken at the 34-yard line. The 29-yard line, and it'll be 1st and 10 for Fresno City.
So the snapping's going to be a challenge. So they've got Fresno's going to attack that. You got one off, pretty good coverage, trying to flip the field. And looks like Fresno will start out with 2 wide receivers, a tight end, and a wing in the pistol.
Second drive of the day for Fresno City. Their first one, they only had to go 6 yards to punch it in for the touchdown. Holiday hands off to Tubbs. Not a whole lot of room up the middle, across the 30. Maybe a gain of 4 yards. It'll bring up 2nd and 6.
A lot of personnel going in and out for Fresno City College, and they'll flip the formation. So they were in a heavy set. Now all of a sudden they're in a 2-wide set, 4x4.
And they get up to the line quickly. Holiday has time, now rolls out. Finds Darian Gaines, but a flag down on the play, and Chris, that could be in the vicinity of holding.
Our referee, Ken Leffel, longtime high school and junior college and college official. Pretty simple call. They're right exposed out to everybody.
Yeah, sometimes you can get away with holding if you're in the middle of the pack and you're not visible, but when you get out on the end and the quarterback starts to roll out,
yeah,
it's hard to evade.
So some type of screen. Chabot shouldn't be fooled. If you're not getting blocked as a defensive lineman, retrace your steps. It's going to be a screen.
They spread it out, go 5 wide receivers. Holiday in trouble and taken down. Might have just gotten back to the line of scrimmage, but it'll be 3rd and very long.
But Andy Bailey at Hayward called his name a couple of times, comes off the edge, unblocked, but he broke down in space versus coming out of control. Play with emotion, but don't be emotional, right? That time broke down in space and got the sack. Well done by the Chabot defense.
Let's see if Chabot can get off the field here. It's 3rd and 15 for Fresno City.
If you come off the edge unblocked, there's a reason why. Usually a teammate's grabbing somebody and holding them up and preventing you getting blocked.
And another whistle before the snap. Flags are down.
Delay game.
And delay of game, so that'll make it 3rd and 20. So we saw the penalties from Chabot, now a couple against Fresno City.
So one of the concerns of the coaching staff, Coach Caviglia for Fresno City, was we're talented, but we're young and inexperienced. And so you give up a sack, who's got who, and then the delay a game. So they're in a 3rd and 21 situation.
Here's Holiday. They're trying to set up the screen, but well defended by Chabot, and he has to just throw it into the grounds. And it'll be 4th down.
Bailey stayed at home, was not blocked, figured it out, read the chains. Then we've got some extracurricular activities going downfield, and then they didn't call a penalty.
I was looking. I thought they might throw the flag. Fortunately for Chabot, they did not. And so the punting unit comes out for the Rams. Nathan Coons does the kicking and the punting for Fresno City, 5'11 freshman from Mariposa.
Good opportunity here for Chabot. Flip the field, get a nice return. Make sure you catch this thing or just get away. They're going to get great field position here no matter how this ball bounces.
Takes a little bit of a Fresno City roll, and it will be touched at the 42-yard line. So it is indeed good field position coming up for Chabot. 7-0 Fresno City. 4:14 to play in the first quarter. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV. Well, I take that. Let's keep it here, Chris. Offense is right on the field. You are still watching Chabot College football, though, on NorCal Sports TV, but we're ready to go. And they're going to actually have better field position than I thought. Maybe first touched at the 50-yard line. So
far, Chabot defense has done a great job. They held them to 7 yards. Unfortunately, that's where the ball started to the first one, and then here held them to negative yardage. You give the offense the ball on the 50-yard line.
Handoff going left. Couple of yards on the play for Joseph Broussard, the sophomore from Mission High School in San Francisco.
Looked like he had a little bit more yardage there, but credit the defense coming up in space. Lewis Tyler making the tackle from the cornerback position. Holds them to a 2-yard gain.
2nd and 8 for the Gladiators. Beck. Nice throw off his back foot and completes it to Lavalier. It'll be 3rd and about 5.
He got 4 yards, but he threw it 35.
Yeah. Well, that was not an easy throw because he's not only was he backpedaling, but he was sort of going the opposite way. A left-hander rolling to his right, and it was a nice gain, all things considered. So 3rd and 5 now for this Chabot offense. Again from the pistol. And now Beck looks to the sideline. Handoff goes up the middle. Again, not a whole lot of room, maybe a gain of 1. And now let's see, 4th and 4, possibly 4-down territory, Chris.
The defensive front, and they're shuttling guys nearly every play with 2 offensive linemen down from Chabot. The Rams are tasting the blood and getting on the other side of the line of scrimmage on every single run.
So 4th and 4, and Chabot will go for it.
Now, this could be a pooch punt.
You're right. We'll keep an eye on that. They do hand off. The run up the middle. Broussard spinning and taken down short of the line to gain. And the Fresno City defense holds. And Chabot turns it over on downs.
Well, the success of your running game early on be tough to expect to think that you're going to get 4 yards on 4th and long there on the run. Big play by the Rams defense, and now they'll get great field position. And this is where Tony Caviglia likes to run, play, pass, and throw the ball deep and take a shot.
So here come the Rams from their own 43-yard line, leading 7-0 on the 1-yard run by Justin Holiday. This time the handoff to Tabari Rollins in motion. He doesn't get a ton, maybe a couple. And it'll bring up 2nd and 8 or 9.
Run to the bench. They love to run to the bench.
So all things considered, the Chabot defense has done a pretty good job here in this first quarter.
Most certainly.
And it's 2nd and 9. Holiday fakes the handoff. Slings it out to Rollins. Tackled or pushed out of bounds just shy of midfield. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 3.
Stretching the field, the fly sweep into the boundary, the bubble screen to the other boundary, to the wide side of the field. Then maybe a run up the middle. That's methodically trying to stretch the football field and find seams.
3rd and 3 for Fresno City. Holiday hands off. Tubbs up the middle and across the line to gain. It's a 1st down. They needed to get 3. It's a pickup of 5 to the 45-yard line.
Rams got a break on that one. The backer Bailey blitzed, and he got blocked. So it wasn't a hold because they didn't call it, but the hands were definitely outside the shoulder pads. Bailey running and playing all over the field today for Jerome Manos, the defensive coordinator for the Gladiators.
Fresno City into Chabot territory for the 2nd time today. Holiday this time downfield, tipped and incomplete. Broken up.
We call that stripes or all go. You got 2 verticals to the seam, 2 verticals at the television numbers, and the quarterback makes a read. Good defense by Chabot, getting the hand in the passing lane, but weren't able to turn that deflection into a turnover.
That was Caleb Leonard, the sophomore from Maple Valley, Washington, who got a hand on it. Quick throw to Ricardo Arias. He turns the corner and picks up another 1st down.
That's a running play. The slot receiver and the X receiver they know they're blocking on this play. And it's a simple play fake and a toss out to the flat. It's a running play. The receivers are already engaged. They're already blocking. And it's a quick pickup
So
and third and short.
Yeah, I spoke too soon. Just short of the line to gain. 3rd and 1.
Did you go Joe Starkey on us? It was a first down to me, but the officials didn't rule it a first down.
Exactly right. I'll leave it to them to spot the football. 3rd and 1. Fresno City in the pistol. Handoff to Tubbs to the outside. He has room. Turns the quarter inside the 30 down to the 25, and they might get a face mask as well. And it's a first down for Fresno City.
Backside contain against the zone blocking scheme. And if you get lazy on the backside and put yourself in a bad angle, this is the result. Not only is it a first down, but then you're grabbing the face mask. See, right there, you can't allow the running back to bounce outside, and then you compound it and grab the face mask, and the officials are debating on if it's a 5-yarder or a 15-yarder.
So it's the personal foul face mask. That'll be half the distance to the goal from the end of the run, which should spot it right around the 12-yard line. That was Bailey who got the face mask. And so an opportunity here at the end of the first quarter for Fresno City to add to their lead. We're into the final 32 seconds of this first quarter.
Either 4 or 5 penalties on Chabot, and the first penalty of the game wasn't thrown until inside 10 minutes left in the quarter.
Holiday, not a whole lot of room. Well defended by Chabot. He picks up maybe 1 or 2, and that should take us to the end of this first quarter.
That could have been a big mistake because the only guy that knew the snap count was the center on that one. And the quarterback, luckily his eyes were on the football because the timing wasn't there. I don't think Fresno's not going to get a playoff.
They cannot. So that is the end of the first quarter from Hayward. Fresno City 7, Chabot College nothing. And an opportunity to add to the lead when we come back for the Rams. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
How was camp for you, Blake?
It was really fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of NorCal Sports TV's summer basketball camp?
The atmosphere. Just being out here, feeling close to nature. Like, I woke up in the morning from getting my award for the 6 a.m. practices. I woke up in the morning, I saw 3 deer just pass by. I got a video. It was really cool. And I love the atmosphere. I love the coaches. I love everybody here. Everybody's here to get better. Everybody's here to have fun. And, you know, I like the competitiveness as well. So.
Broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
All right.
Start of the second quarter in Hayward. Fresno City leading Chabot 7-0, and the Rams threatening again. They've got second down inside the 10-yard line. Holiday faked the handoff. Chabot was not fooled. A loss of 1 on the play. Third down coming.
Deontay Bridges, he has built the bridge in the backfield, in the Fresno City backfield, a couple of different times. He's got shed the blocker, got penetration into the backfield and making a play, showing a lot of strength.
Third and 7 officially for Fresno City. A big play here for the Chabot defense. Holiday under pressure, and he's wrapped up for the sack.
The concept was good, but the protection not so good.
Looked like Hugo Gomez was among those to get there.
It was a double shallow cross, little H-rub sneaks, and had a receiver. But doesn't matter if you got a receiver if you're down on the ground. So another good job by Chabot stepping up and making a play there in the red zone.
Nathan Coons will attempt a 32-yard field goal from the left hash. Good snap, good hold. The kick is up, and it is wide left, no good. And so a big defensive stand by Chabot to keep this a 7-0 game.
I believe, because we get the starters and things from the coaches, I believe the kicker is number 47, Ronnie Roca.
You are right. That was Roca. So I think Coons does the kickoffs.
Yes.
And then Roca on the field goal attempts. But that was wide left, and so Chabot still trails by just 7. They'll have first down from their own 20.
They're going to have to put together drives. The Fresno City College defense doesn't give up big plays. They're going to keep everything in front of you. They're not going to allow guys to run free deep. And their run defense is always, last year they only gave up 123 yards a game rushing. And there's so many plays in JC football. So being disciplined and keeping things in front makes it tough to score. And that's why they only gave up 13 points a game. Very stingy in 2019.
They won the Valley Conference last year, going 5-0, 8-3 overall, as another run by Tidwell, and again stood up at the line of scrimmage. And right on cue, Chris, this Fresno City defensive front, they look very stingy. Loss of 1 on the play.
Yeah, Pole and Fua, 2 of the starters for Coach Fanene, are out, and I believe they're out for the rest of the game. So they are trying to run the football, but Fresno's defense is fresh and able, enjoying the 70-degree weather. They've been in 105 degrees for most of the summertime.
Yeah, this is a breath of fresh air. Beck throws across the middle. Was it intercepted? Incomplete is the ruling. It was nearly picked off.
He sold it well, but the Fuller Brush man wasn't good enough to make the sale, and good call by the side judge. Had a good view of it. And Chabot will have to punt. And it's been, so far today, 2 punts. One of the bad snap that gave Fresno the ball on the 7-yard line. Another one was shaky. They were able to get the ball away. So here you want to be able to get a kick and get back and play defense and put your defense in a position to be successful.
Better snap this time. A low line drive kick. And chasing it down is McDowell. And all things considered, that works out pretty well for Chabot, as Fresno City will start at their own 35.
It's a 44-yard punt. That's a very good job, be able to flip the field and get out and play some defense. The defense has done a good job today. And both teams' run defense has been pretty solid.
So Fresno City goes to work on their own 35-yard line. Early here in the second quarter, 7-0 with the Rams on top. Justin Holiday, the quarterback, back out to work, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, pushes ahead for a gain of 4.
Anytime the quarterback can run, that just presents problems for the defense because you have to defend him. And the moment you fall asleep on him, he goes and gets a big play. Starts off the game, the drive with a positive gain. But look for Fresno once again, get across the 50 and then take a shot deep like they did in the last series. Weren't successful, but nevertheless stretch the field.
We've got a couple of dual threat quarterbacks in this one with Holiday and Beck. This time Holiday throws, the pass incomplete, and it'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Bailey once again getting in the passing lane. Good job of Chabot reading the scouting report. This is a staple play action pass, second down play action pass for the Rams. And good studying pays off right there, and it's incomplete. Could Chabot get off the field on 3rd down? And looks like they'll go with a 2-by-2 set. And Fresno will call the timeout. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
Third and 6 for Fresno City. They have the 7-0 lead over Chabot early in the second quarter. Ben Ross and Chris Babcock, as Holiday is under pressure, avoids the sack. Can he get to the first down line? Yes, he can, and then some. Still on his feet, all the way down to the 42-yard line of Chabot. And you see the dual threat ability there for the freshman from Lemoore.
He felt the pass rush, certainly. But Chabot had an opportunity to make the sack in the backfield, but you got to come in control. You come out of control, and the result is this scramble. Right here has an opportunity to make the play, and it makes the move. Kingston Raposo at De La Salle High School had an opportunity right there to make a sack and get Chabot off the field.
It's a gain of 19 for Holiday. And a fresh set of downs for the Rams. Play action pass. Holiday going deep. Has a man open. And it's a touchdown for Timothy Connerly.
Ball inside the 50. Take a shot. It's the second time we've seen them do that. And it's why I don't take much game film to get prepared for Coach Cavilia's offense, because you know the philosophy. And there, they get the ball over that 50-yard line, they're going to take a shot on first down. That's exactly what happened.
42 yards from Holiday to Connerly, the freshman from Stone, Maryland. And it's 13-0 Fresno City, with Nathan Coons on to attempt the extra point. He puts it through, and the Rams double their lead, 14-0. with 11-12 remaining in the first half. We'll take a timeout. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
And that was a pass.
14-0 Fresno City leading Chabot College as we have 11-12 to play in the second quarter. Thanks for joining us today on NorCal Sports TV. This is a high short kickoff fielded at the 31-yard line and out to the 35. That's where Chabot will go to work trying to get on the scoreboard for the first time today.
So you're putting in a game plan. You've got special teams. Call that a pooch kick. Executed perfectly. It's something you go against teams that have good returners, you're going to pooch kick and cover, and a good job by Fresno. So we talked about it in the first quarter. How do you answer?
This feels like a big drive, Chris. You're right. I mean, still early, but down 14-0. You would like to have a response if you're Chabot. Beck keeps it that time. Actually, that was the freshman, Kekoa Tarangan, at the quarterback position that time. He gets about 2 yards on the play. So interesting to see Tarangan come in 6'1", 190 out of Hawaii. And we'll see if this is a situation where Coach Fanene just wants to use multiple quarterbacks today, or maybe trying to spark the offense. Hand up goes up the middle to Tidwell, and he pushes to the 40-yard line. That'll bring up 3rd and 6.
Chase Bibler, last couple plays, done a good job for Fresno, stacking up the run. And the Rams rallying to the football. 3rd and 6. I'll go with a 3-by-1 set. Opportunity to convert for a first down.
Tarangan, his first pass, has a man and puts it right on the money for a big gain. Akil Ansar into Fresno City territory. And how about that strike from the freshman?
Big play. Beat the corner in a nice over-the-shoulder catch, and just the type of momentum that Chabot needed on this drive. Pick up a big play and get inside Fresno's territory.
1st and 10 from the 38-yard line of Fresno City. Another handoff, gains maybe a yard. That was Michael Quinteros, the freshman from Dublin High School, on the carry. And it'll be 2nd and 8.
Stacking it up inside. Arvell Rogers, a returner for Fresno, gave zero room to run for Chabot. Maybe he can play pass on that and run a little naked off it.
Tarangan looking again for Ansar, that time incomplete. And it brings up 3rd and long.
Credit the defense making a good play, but Chabot did throw that ball on time. But credit the Fresno defense covering out in the edge. So another 3rd down conversion, maybe 4 down territory.
Well, this Fresno City defense early on looking as good as advertised. We talked about last year only giving up about 13.5 points per game. And now a whistle and a stoppage.
Well, the brace is off one of the offensive linemen for Chabot.
Looks like Pablo Rico, the center from Lahaina, Hawaii. Actually, that
McAlpin out of San Lorenzo.
Chris McAlpin,
Yeah.
Well, as we had talked about, Chris, this offensive line suffered a couple of early injuries in this game to both Fua and Pole. And a timeout taken on the field. So we'll take it with them. 14-0 Fresno City. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
Broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
Big play coming up for Chabot. 3rd and 8 from the Fresno City 36-yard line. 14-0. Rams on top. And Tarangan
Sent the house.
turns into an absolute firestorm. No chance for the freshman. And the sack brings him back to the 43-yard line.
Thin Lizzie's going to be a jailbreak, and this is the video portion of it. A lot of white jerseys showing blitz, and they certainly did. Double edge with a A-gap blitz, and the offensive line could not pick them up. And it's the 3rd down stop for the Rams.
Caden Ochoa, the first to get through, the sophomore from Bakersfield. And so now on 4th and long, the punting unit comes out. Flipping a very low kick, but this might work out well. Takes a good bounce
Never
for
seen that.
Chabot all the way inside the 10-yard line.
That's like a chip shot. Literally.
Well, it
Did the job.
was
They're inside
effective.
the 10-yard line.
Exactly right. I was going to say trying to pin them deep, and he did just that. So now Fresno City will have to start at their own 9, and we'll see if this Chabot defense can get the ball right back. 7:58 to go in the second quarter. Fresno City scored early in the first after the poor punt snap from Chabot. That set them up with a 1st and goal. Holiday punched it in on 4th and goal from the 1. And then in the second quarter here, Holiday with a 42-yard touchdown pass to Timothy Connerly to make it 14-0. Holiday fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, and gets out to the 14-yard line, a gain of 5.
Fresno would like to go 7-minute offense here and grind this one out, score, and remember, Fresno will get the opening kick. So a chance for winners out. Long room a lot of work to do before that. Chabot's got to be up to the challenge.
Holiday fakes the handoff, slings it out to his left. A lot of room up the sideline. And Katadrick Story gets across the 30-yard line. It'll be a 1st down. And I thought we might see a flag. No flag thrown.
Oh, no, there was a flag.
Is there a flag? Okay.
Yeah, there was a flag
I was
thrown.
looking for it on the field.
Great. You want to play wide receiver in college football, you're going to need a block on the edge. And the Fresno receivers did just that on that play. So it's just a sideline warning. But that's a run play. It's just a simple smoke screen, the 2 wideouts blocking through the whistle and pick up the 1st down.
So they'll spot it at the 30-yard line. And 1st and 10 for Fresno City. And before this snap, the officials want to discuss something.
And Fresno converting again and going into their – now they've got the fullback in with the tight end, traditional 2-back set out of the pistol.
This Fresno City program has –
Chain's got to move. That's the first thing.
Oh, perhaps that's the delay. The chain's having to set it.
I've already made 100 mistakes.
I was going to say,
Ben's made one. The chain guys have one, so we're all even.
I've made plenty. I was going to say it's the first day for everybody. It's been a while. Now the chains are set. 1st and 10 from the 30. Holiday waiting for the snap. Handoff to Tubbs up the middle. Bounces it to the outside. He is out to the 40, across the 45, still in bounds. What a run by Jacob Tubbs all the way down to the 45 of Chabot. That was nifty. And a gain of 25 on the play. And another Chabot player down. We've seen a couple of injuries already for this Gladiators team, and let's see if we can see who that is. Is that?
It's Robert Porta out of Granada High School.
Yeah. And that's another starting defensive lineman trying to get up to his feet, and now does with some help.
This is why all 11 men have to run to the football, and when you don't and you take a second off, this is the result. The running back refused to go down and everybody's blocking downfield, and a lot of late arrivals by Chabot on defense. Got to run to the football. When you run to the football, good things happen.
And you love to see from Tubbs' standpoint there, not just settling to go out of bounds, staying in, turning it back upfield. He picked up another 7 or 8 yards. This time the handoff for just a couple on first down. And that was Estevan Barragan on the carry.
Change of personnel over the 50-yard line, 2nd and long. Wouldn't be surprised to see some type of all vertical routes here for the Rams.
2nd and 9 officially. The handoff comes to Barragan. He's stopped a little short of the 40-yard line. It'll bring up 3rd and about 5.
Run to the bench. Tradition Ram football. Nice gain. Very manageable 3rd down, which I'm sure is a 4-down territory if they need it. Go with a 2-by-1 set with a tight end.
3rd and 5. Can Chabot get a stop? Holiday back to pass. Over the middle, had a man open and just threw it a little wide of Ricardo Arias. And that's a break for the Gladiators.
The receiver's open, but he'd probably been better off sliding a little bit outside and making himself a little bit more open. There was a Hayward or a Chabot defender in the passing lane. 4th down.
And no sign of the punting unit.
I think it's a little long to draw him off.
And before the snap, a whistle, and let's see if Fresno City wants
Ken
to
Leffel called the
time.
timeout. I think he's making a statement to the Chabot player to let's move on and play football and trying to take control of this game versus just throwing a penalty at him. And I like that officiating early in the season, but there's only to a point you can do that.
So here we go, 4th down and 5. They've got to get to the 36-yard line.
Bailey showing
trying to draw them offside.
And Bailey showing blitz here.
Holiday
They're going to run this
to
down and probably
sideline.
call the timeout.
Let's see. Holiday takes the snap. Under pressure, throwing downfield. Too far for Arias. And the Chabot defense comes up with a big stand as the Gladiators take over on downs.
Sometimes showing and not blitzing can be as effective because I think that hurried up the quarterback, and I thought he had time, but there wasn't, for Fresno, wasn't really any tempo to that play. And credit the pass rush of Chabot at getting in the backfield and getting the 4th down stop.
That's a huge stand for Chabot, and now they get pretty good field position at their own 41-yard line. Still trying to get on the board today. 5:19 left in this first half, and Chris, as you mentioned, Fresno City will get the ball to start the 3rd quarter. So this feels like a pretty important drive for the Gladiators. Turangan taking a shot downfield into double coverage. A lot of contact, no flags, and it's incomplete.
Took a shot on 1st down.
I'll tell you what, Turangan, speaking of taking a shot, he got hit right as he released the football, right there.
Feet got tangled. No call by the officials. 2nd and 10.
Probably a good no call. I think you're right, Chris. Feet looked like they just got tangled, but incidental contact perhaps.
Pretty well thrown ball under duress. He'll feel that tomorrow morning when he wakes up.
2nd and 10 for the Gladiators. This is a team that averaged 23 points a game last year. Turangan flings it out to the right. Lavalier trying to pick up some yardage, but it was well defended by Fresno City. And I don't think he gained anything on the play, maybe half a yard, but it'll be 3rd and long.
This play is based off timing, ball put in the right position at the right time, and the receivers to block. And all three of those didn't come together on that play, and it's a no gain and 3rd and 10, and would expect Fresno to turn up the heat here on 3rd and 10.
So the Gladiators will go from the pistol. Durangan takes a low snap. Throws back to the other side of the field, had a man, and just a little underthrown for Tidwell. There was nobody near him.
On the tailback sneak, you got to beat the one-on-none. Well designed, poorly executed. If this ball's thrown where it's supposed to be, possible touchdown. Faked it to the back. He's running the wheel route. If that's thrown upfield, he's still running. So a break for the Rams.
And certainly it was a great play design. Frustrating for Chabot that they couldn't take advantage. So another punt nearly blocked. Flippin does get it away. Fielded at the 19-yard line.
That's a block in the black. Double penalty.
See 2 flags down. You saw it, Chris. That'll be coming back.
The ball will be on the 10-yard line. Obvious block in the back.
That's Pate Honga, or rather Keandre McDowell on the return for Fresno City, but they'll be pinned back at their own 10-yard line most likely.
So Chabot doesn't have any timeouts, but still have a chance with a stop to get the ball back and have pretty good field position.
4:21 left in this first half. So that does bring up the interesting strategy game here. You're right, Chris, because, normally if you're Fresno City, you've got 4:21. They've got a couple of timeouts. You're thinking score, but when you're at your own 10-yard line and you lead by 14, maybe we see the Rams go a little conservative here, try to run some clock.
Yeah, they're going to go with a heavy set here.
1st and 10 from the 10. Holiday takes the snap, has a wide open Drew Moore, and he picks up a first down out to the 24-yard line.
That's way too easy. Excellent timing.
The 6'4" freshman from Dixie Height, Kentucky. And you're right, there was nobody near him. That's an easy pitch and catch for 14 yards.
Corner's playing about 6-7 yards off in a bail position in cover 3. And the Rams take advantage.
The handoff goes to Barragan. He gets out close to the 30-yard line, another 5-yard pickup. 2nd and 5.
The Fresno running backs, sometimes it's a concept. And although it sounds simple, follow your blockers. And they do that very well. They get lost in the shuffle and then able to find a crease and get a forward lean. Didn't look like they had much on that play, but still able to pick up 5 yards.
So 2nd and 5. 3:18 left in the first half. Play action fake. Arias wide open and another first down and a big block over there on the sideline.
That should be a penalty because you can't block back towards your goal line. Wasn't called, was right in front of the official.
Block, right? That's
yeah.
One of the newer rules that they've put in. But
yeah.
Not called there, and it will be a first down at the 35.
Right. Watch right at the end of the play. Right there.
Yeah,
you can't come back and block towards your goal line.
That was the wide receiver Story who made the block. And again, 5 years ago that block is okay, but
it's
right,
celebrated. When I did, we called that a shark, but now they're illegal.
Exactly right. Handoff goes to Arias. He has room. Another 9-yard pickup, maybe 10. It's close to a first down, and
they're going to give him the first. So that little play pass out to the flat is a run play. We've discussed that. The receivers are blocking. As soon as the ball's thrown, they pick up a chunk. Then here they run the fly sweep. They're stretching the football field. They're near the 50-yard line. They'll pick up another first down, and then they can really start getting serious about taking shots into the end zone. Still have timeouts.
Plenty of time. 2:35 to go. 1st and 10 from the 45. Handoff to Tubbs. Picks his way up to midfield, another gain of 5.
Great description, Ben. Picks. That's what he's picking here, finding the hole, good vision, and that zone blocking scheme is so tough to defend because you have to honor the gaps. If you don't, there's going to be a cutback lane.
2nd and 5. Another handoff, this time to Barragan, and a nice tackle for a gain of, actually no gain. And that tackle made by, couldn't quite see the number. Was that Quinteros?
I think it was Sakona, number 20.
You're right, Ray Sakona, the sophomore from Seattle.
He closed with great passion that time. 3rd and 5.
Holiday in trouble and throws incomplete. A nice pass rush from Chabot. That brings up 4th down.
They literally sent the house in number 35. Kingston Sepoy got off the football and will force a punt.
That's a big stop by Chabot because Fresno City had the offense rolling there. They were starting to move the chains at will. And the drive stalls out at midfield.
The safety coming up and closing, Sakona, and then a couple other plays on defense, and they forced the punt. Well done by Chabot.
Ronald Fox back to receive it. It bounces at the 20. They field it at the 17, and that is where Chabot will take over with 1:23 to go and no timeouts.
We've said a lot of very important possessions. This is an important possession of not necessarily scoring, but managing the clock. Fresno has timeouts. Chabot doesn't have very good field position here. You still want to go out and move the football, but you don't want to turn it over. You don't necessarily want to stop the clock. Allow Fresno to call a timeout. So
this will be interesting. You're right, because Fresno has 2 timeouts. There's 1:23 to go. So if you're Chabot, you can't completely run out the clock without a 1st down. We'll see how aggressive they want to be. And now LT Beck back in at quarterback for the Gladiators. He's back to pass and taken down from behind. The sack, Tyrone Ingram.
actually, that's the quarterback is a 3rd quarterback coming in for the day for Chabot, and that's Bryce Lombardi, the freshman out of Foothill, into the game. And looks like Fresno's not going to use any of their remaining timeouts.
So this is interesting now because they do still have 2. You figure at this point Chabot would be content to take it to halftime, but if Fresno City wants to use their timeouts, they could still get the ball back. In trouble with the snap that time.
They will here.
35 seconds left. No sign of a timeout yet.
Wow.
So that's interesting. I think Chabot would be perfectly happy to let this thing run out.
Now they do call the timeout.
So with 24 seconds left in the half, that's the 2nd timeout called by Fresno City.
You want to force a punt because it's been no secret today that Chabot has struggled with the snap.
We've seen what can happen.
They've only made one mistake, but close to the goal line and late in the half, the pressure could set in, a little more tired, So Fresno's at a minimum. And then also, too, what they could do, especially if the clock runs out, and while they're punt, they call for a fair catch, put the ball on a tee, and get a chance for a free kick.
One of the little-known rules of football. You hardly ever see it, but
people, you say that, they think you're really smart. No, but I know that rule.
Hey, you coached, Coaches know that rule. But you're right. I mean, we've seen trouble with the snap. Even when it's been a good snap, we've seen pressure and some near blocked punts. So it has been far from a sure thing.
And if you're Chabot, you can get out of here at 14-0 and regroup at halftime. You're not in that bad of shape. They've had They've lost a couple of offensive linemen early in the game, but they still have an opportunity to compete in this football game.
A handoff to Broussard. He's wrapped up. Timeout taken by Fresno City with 16 seconds remaining in the half. And so Chabot will have to punt one more time.
So looks like Lombardi briefly came into the game, but he's getting looked at by the trainer.
It's been a busy day for the training staff already for Chabot.
Yep.
They lost a couple of players on the offensive line in that first quarter. And so can they get this punt off? The first touchdown for Fresno City came from a poor snap that went over the head of Laron Flippin, the punter, and that set them up with a 1st and goal. You just want a clean snap here. You don't need it to be a great punt.
Yeah.
Just get it and get rid of it.
Max protection.
The snap is good. Flippin does get the punt away. It's fielded by McDowell inside his own 40. Makes a couple men miss. Spinning his way to the 50. And that will be it. 3 seconds remaining. And another Chabot player down, holding his left leg. Just behind the play inside the 40-yard line. And so the injuries really starting to pile up here for the Gladiators.
Hate to see these injuries, although we understand it's part of football.
Just got the number there. That's Hugo Gomez, the freshman from San Lorenzo High School. And so just a little bit off your screen, but we'll let you know if he's able to get up. Right now he's sitting up and now helped to his feet, which is good to see, and he'll be helped off the field.
Maybe he's hopefully just a cramp.
Well, 3 seconds left, Chris, which means if Fresno City wants to try a Hail Mary, they could. They're at the 50-yard line. Or they could elect to just take a knee and take it to halftime.
I think they're going to take a knee.
Well, we'll see. Holiday showed off his arm pretty well on the 42-yard touchdown pass to
I think they gave him
Connerly.
a few more yards on the return than I thought. They were more like the 45-yard line after that return than the 50-yard line. I think that's what the case of the Chabot coaches are trying to convey to the officials.
both teams now out of timeouts. And so the referee, the officials discussing something. Again, that's Ken Leffel, our referee today, and it does not look like they'll be taking a knee. So Holiday maybe going to take a shot. Nope, I lied. You always get tricked by these new teams. They can't ever be under center, so they'll still take the knee out of the pistol formation. That takes us to halftime, 14-0 Fresno City leading Chabot. An entertaining first half. First game for both of these teams in 650 days. And it's Fresno City with a 2-touchdown lead. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
What's your favorite part of this camp so far?
My favorite part is meeting new people, such as teammates and old friends that came earlier.
I really like the one-on-one training. The coaches really tried to get the connections with the kids during the camp, so I think that was a really good part of it.
I liked the drills, the ball handling drills and shooting drills.
I think, one thing that's very underrated here at the camp was meeting new people, because I thought there was going to be very little people here from all around here, but there's people from Oakland, there's people from Atascadero, way far, and just got to meet new people. I really liked it. I was enjoying it. It was fun.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
My favorite part was just competing and meeting new people. You know, I'm always with my team, like practicing in high school, so it was good to come out and meet new people and play against them and and meet some college coaches.
And the dribbling with the Sacramento Kings coach, that was really fun. Meeting new people, making new friends. The games, I love playing games. Yeah.
Just to be able to practice on my moves.
My favorite part of camp is meeting new people. I've made a lot of friends so far. It's a real great experience here.
Bit too powerful. 1 second, has another shot, puts it up to end the game. Nails the three.
The crowd
Here is
goes
Shiner
wild.
for three. Yes, look at this. Everyone coming over to congratulate.
Literally, ball in the air as the buzzer went off.
Do you have the
Beautiful
chills? I have the
finish.
chills.
I definitely
look
got
at that.
the
I got the
chills.
goosebumps.
I really did too.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
How was camp for you, Blake?
It was really fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of NorCal Sports TV's summer basketball camp?
The atmosphere, just being out here, feeling close to nature. Like, I woke up in the morning from getting my award for the 6 a.m. practices. I woke up in the morning, I saw 3 deer just pass by. I got a video. It was really cool. And I love the atmosphere. I love the coaches. I love everybody here. Everybody's here to get better. Everybody's here to have fun. And, you know, I like the competitiveness as well. So.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
What's your favorite part of this camp so far? My favorite part is meeting new people, such as teammates and old friends that came earlier.
I really like the one-on-one training. The coaches really tried to get like the connections with the kids during the camp, so I think that was a really good part of it.
I liked the drills, the ball handling drills, and shooting drills.
I think, one thing that's very underrated here at the camp was like meeting new people, because I thought there was going to be like very little people here from all around here, but there's people from Oakland, there's people from Atascadero, way far, and just got to meet new people. I really liked it. I was enjoying it. It was fun.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
My favorite part was just competing and meeting new people. I'm always with my team, like practicing in high school, so it was good to come out and meet new people and play against them and and meet some college coaches.
And the dribbling with the Sacramento Kings coach, that was really fun. Meeting new people, making new friends. The games, I love playing games. Yeah.
Just to be able to practice on my moves.
My favorite part of camp is meeting new people. I've made a lot of friends so far. It's a real great experience here.
Bit too powerful. 1 second. Has another shot. Puts it up to end the game. Nails the three.
The crowd
Here is
goes
Shiner
wild.
for three. Yes, look at this. Everyone coming over to congratulate.
Literally, ball in the air as the buzzer went off.
Do you have the chills? I have the chills.
I definitely
look
got
at that.
the
I got the
chills.
goosebumps.
I really did too.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
How was camp for you, Blake?
It was really fun.
What was your favorite part of NorCal Sports TV's summer basketball camp?
The atmosphere, just being out here, feeling close to nature. Like, I woke up in the morning from getting my award for the 6 a.m. practices. I woke up in the morning, I saw 3 deer just pass by. I got a video. It was really cool. And I love the atmosphere. I love the coaches. I love everybody here. Everybody's here to get better. Everybody's here to have fun. And, you know, I like the competitiveness as well. So.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
What's your favorite part of this camp so far? My favorite part is meeting new people, such as teammates and old friends that came earlier.
I really like the one-on-one training. The coaches really tried to get like the connections with the kids during the camp, so I think that was a really good part of it.
I liked the drills, the ball handling drills, and shooting drills.
I think, you know, one thing that's very underrated here at the camp was like meeting new people. Because I thought there was going to be like very little people here from all around here. But there's people from Oakland, there's people from Atascadero, way far, and, you know, just got to meet new people. I really liked it. I was enjoying it. It was really fun.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
My favorite part was just competing and meeting new people. You know, I'm always with my team, like practicing in high school, so it was good to come out and meet new people and play against them and and meet some college coaches.
And the dribbling with the Sacramento Kings coach, that was really fun. Meeting new people, making new friends. The games, I love playing games. Yeah.
Just to be able to practice on my moves.
My favorite part of camp is meeting new people. I've made a lot of friends so far. It's a real great experience here.
bit too powerful. 1 second, has another shot, puts it up to end the game. Nails the three.
The crowd
Here is
goes
Shiner
wild.
for three. Yes, look at this. Everyone coming over to congratulate.
Literally, ball in the air as the buzzer went off.
Do you have the
Beautiful
chills? I have the
finish.
chills.
I definitely
Look
got
at that.
the
I got the
chills.
goosebumps.
I really did too.
This broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
Welcome back to Hayward as we are just about set for the second half. Ben Ross and Chris Babcock with you on NorCal Sports TV. 14-0, Fresno City College leading Chabot College. The season opener for both teams. And Chris, an interesting first half. Some mistakes, obviously, for Chabot early. The poor snap on the punt leading to the first touchdown. A lot of penalties. Kind of overall, what are you seeing? We want to revisit some of our keys from before the game?
Yeah, for Chabot was play fast. They just haven't had an opportunity to get any tempo going offensively. Played 3 quarterbacks already today. We see Lombardi's warming up on the sideline as well as Turanigan. So we'll see who's coming in. Their special teams have made the mistake, set up Fresno's first touchdown. No mental errors. They've had a lot. They used all of their timeouts based off not being lined up in the right situation and having to call those timeouts. You know, when the end of the half, when they have a chance they want to drive, they don't have those timeouts to use and focus on technique. Their offensive line, they've had 3 early injuries. They've lost 2 starters. So you got to play a little bit more solid football. They've had an opportunity on the little sneak to the running back, but a missed throw. That could have been a big play for them. For Fresno, keep the emotions in check, and I think Fresno's done a very good job with that. Be ready for the unknown. Chabot really hasn't thrown anything out of that has surprised him. The sneak play to the running back, but didn't get it executed. Blocking, tackling, and no penalties. Fresno's had some penalties, but they've done a good job of tackling, especially in space, and most certainly blocking up front. So Chabot's going to kick off to start the second half. They want to kick the ball deep, rally up, and get a stop, and try to get some multiple first downs in a possession. There's your first goal. You're only down 2 scores. But Fresno's not going to help you in turning the football over. So you've got to create your own breaks.
So as you said, Chabot will kick off to start the second half. Fresno City with the 14-0 lead, and they'll get the ball here in the third quarter. Now Chabot moving left to right across your screen. And the Chabot defense did play pretty well in that first half, so maybe not the worst thing in the world to get them back on the field to start here in the second half.
We don't have the play count, but they were on the field for most of the first half.
And a short kickoff, fair catch taken just inside the 20-yard line for Fresno City. And they'll bring that out to the 20-yard line, and that's where the Rams will go to work to start the third quarter.
So anytime they've started deep in their territory, Fresno started with a fullback and a running back. But looks like here they're going to go with break their traditional set, go with 3 wide receivers and a tight end in the pistol.
And now they'll move it out to the 25-yard line. I was going to say, I thought that's where they put it for fair catches on the kickoffs now. So 25-yard line, 1st and 10 for Fresno City as they start the third quarter with a 2-touchdown lead. Justin Holiday, the dual threat quarterback, back in there. Hand off to Jacob Tubbs up the middle for about 3. So Holiday in that first half really showing off both the arm and the legs. He had quite a few good scrambles, including a 19-yard one. That was his longest. And then, of course, he had the 42-yard touchdown strike to Timothy Connerly to make it 14-0. 2nd and 6 for Fresno City. Another handoff to Tubbs. Spins his way to the 30, a gain of 1. And it brings up a 3rd and 5.
Alu'ula on the edge, setting the edge. And that stretch running play is one important thing to make it work is the offensive line has got to set the edge. Well, Chabot was to the task, and it's 3rd and 5 with an opportunity to get off the field on 3rd down.
3rd and 5 for Fresno City, opening drive of the second half. Holiday going downfield, and it's broken up by Christopher Crowell. Nice defensive play to bring up 4th down.
We haven't had a chance to talk about him, but a returner had 10 tackles last season. One of the key returners that Coach Fanene brought to our attention. Great coverage, man-on-man coverage, double-edged blitzers. Chabot dialed up the great call, forced a quick throw, and the stop, and a 3-and-out to start. And as you're a Chabot player, you start to believe, all right, here we go. Here's an opportunity for us.
Just what the doctor ordered as the punt just gets away from Nathan Coons. It's a short one. Bounces at the 44, takes a couple of hops forward, but good starting field position for Chabot. They'll be at their own 43, make it the 42. And the first offensive possession of this second half for the Gladiators as they look to cut into this 14-point Fresno City lead.
So it looks like Tarangan will start the second half. Good field position on the 42-yard line.
Yeah, we saw 3 quarterbacks in that first half for Chabot. It is the freshman Kekoa Tarangan. The handoff to Tidwell. He gets a couple out toward the 44-yard line.
They haven't had much success running the ball inside the tackles. The Fresno defensive line continually rotating guys. This is the first series of the second half, of course, but no matter who's been in there up front for Fresno, they have stuffed the gaps. Just a short gain on first down.
This Fresno City defense has a lot of talent. They've got guys who have played Division I football. I mean, you look at Quabena Watson from Arizona, Matthew Sanchez from Fresno State, Deshaun Ruffin and Demir Warren also playing D1, as that is going to be a little bit of a loss on the play. They got it out to Lavalier, but again, Fresno City not fooled, and that brings up 3rd and 10.
So that ball is thrown behind the line of scrimmage, and then Sanchez of Fresno comes up in space and makes the sure tackle, the freshman corner out of Clovis, and it's 3rd and 10.
And Sanchez is one of those guys who played at Fresno State, got into 5 games last year with the Bulldogs. Tarangan back to pass, under pressure, throws over the middle, incomplete. And it's a 3-and-out for the Chabot offense.
A 3-man route with 6 guys in coverage for Fresno. And sinking deep into those zones on 3rd and long, reading the situation. So important on situational football to know where the chains are and play that accordingly. And Fresno gets off the field. So 2 3-and-outs, back to dueling 3-and-outs for both teams to start the second half.
Low snap. Flippin able to handle it, and he gets the punt away. A low line drive. A little bit of trouble fielding it by Ruffin. He does get it out across the 30 into the 35-yard line. And so that's where Fresno City will go back to work.
So we talked about playing with emotion, but not getting emotional. A weird punt, return, but in special teams, you got to break down in space. If not, the returner's going to run right by you, and that's exactly. So instead of having the ball near the 20, now the ball's out on the 35-yard line. Pretty good field position for the Rams.
1st and 10, Fresno City College with the ball at their own 35 and a 14-0 lead in the third quarter. Hand off to Kinney, and he is dropped in the backfield. A big loss of about 6 on the play.
Avani Bailey, we've called his name a lot today, came in on the blitz, read the fly sweep. They love to run the fly sweep into the bench, and Bailey's all over that with the TFL and a loss of 6 yards.
That is a great tackle by the sophomore from Hayward High School, the elder of the Baileys. We saw Aussie Bailey make some big plays in that first half, too. Another short pass, and that's broken up, incomplete.
He single-handedly, out in the bubble screen, the slot receiver attempted, and that's being very generous and kind, attempted to block Bailey, but that was a great play out in space and pushing the blocker and making the blocker the tackler.
Avani Bailey could just take this series and make it his highlight film, put this on film.
He's been all over the field
He's
today.
going to get some big-time offers. He has made a couple of big plays right there. 3rd and long. Holiday fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, gets out close to the 40. A flag comes in from the secondary. We'll have to check on the marker. As it is, Holiday about 6 yards short of the line to gain. But we'll see what the penalty is.
I think this one might go against Chabot. No, they're going to pick up the flag.
So that is good news for Chabot because it now does bring up 4th and 6, and Fresno City will have to punt it away again. So Chabot's defense with a couple of good series here to start this third quarter. They're keeping the team in the game.
Yes.
It's not out of reach, just down 2 possessions here, but can the offense get anything going?
Fresno's going to have to hurry to get this playoff.
Oliver Saunders III back to return. Coons will punt it away for Fresno City. A high, short punt, and it takes a Chabot bounce back to the 40-yard line. And so, again, pretty good starting field position coming up for the Gladiators.
You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV. American Asphalt, serving the Bay Area for over 40 years. Right down the street here in Hayward. Always supporting their community. American Asphalt.
1st and 10 from the 40-yard line. Tarangan takes the snap. He's got time. Going up top into triple coverage and nearly intercepted. Pass was intended for Akil Ansar. And Tarangan perhaps a bit fortunate that that one was not picked off.
Chabot goes max protection on 1st and 10. Only 2-man route. Had a crossing route and a deep post. Weren't able to cash in, but they had grandeurs of a deep pass. But Fresno did a good job of sinking defensively and get the breakup.
I'll tell you what, Ansar did a pretty good job there, going from wide receiver to defensive back to make sure that that ball was not picked off. And so it goes as an incomplete pass. 2nd and 10. Tarangan setting up the screen. Broussard with room to run across midfield, still going inside the 45-yard line, and a first down for Chabot.
Been waiting for a screen to slow down that pass rush of Fresno, and this time they run the screen right into the boundary. Very well set up, and then the big fellas running in space, setting it up, drawing in the defense, and then watching the big fellas run and blocking guys in space. Great play by Chabot, and now they're in Fresno's territory.
Gain of 17 on the play. Handoff to Broussard going left. Another good chunk on first down to about the 35-yard line, a gain of 8.
I don't know if this is officially their biggest gain on running the football, but it seems like it. That was a downhill run, planted, no dancing. Good job up front by the Chabot offensive line, who's lost a couple of starters today, and they pick up 7 yards on first down. And here they can run a play pass, run a little bootleg, or run another play right up the gut, try to convert the first down.
2nd and 2, Turangan throwing right, and that one is intercepted. Ball floated.
Got a penalty, I don't know.
And it was
post-play penalty.
Picked off by Keandre McDowell, and he was called for a penalty after the play. Let's see what the first flag was for.
That's a long throw from the left hash, and you're throwing across the field all the way to your bench. That ball was in the air for a long time, and Fresno City read that play. We've got a post-play penalty. Well, interesting to see what happened during the play, if it was a hold or hands to the face.
Yeah, the post-play penalty was going to be against McDowell. He said
happens.
A couple of things to the Chabot sideline. But that was after the interception. Let's see. Well, the first one is against Chabot, so the interception will stand. And it's a turnover, the first turnover of the game for either team.
So 31, the ball will be spotted somewhere around the 16-yard line. Be a legal chop block.
So Turangan, he got away with that first ball downfield. That one really floated, and as you said, Chris, it's a long throw when you've got to go all the way across the field.
Yeah, that's 30 yards in the air. I mean, you're on your left hash, and you throw that all the way across. That's balls in the air a good 35, 40 yards, and the DB just closed on it.
And you saw the pass rush, too. He had to sort of throw it off his back foot, which I think really made that ball sail even more and stay in the air even longer.
McDowell read it like a book and made the play.
And it's a big play for the Rams defense.
Didn't keep his emotions in check after the play, but the Rams will take the turnover nevertheless.
There has been a little extracurricular activity after the play. You can see the competitiveness of both these teams as another nice stand by the Chabot front defensively. That's a gain of about 3 on first down.
Well, we've done enough JC football that extracurricular activity is very consistent, and you're very surprised if there isn't any at all during a game.
It's tough. I mean, as you said, so much of football is playing with emotion and passion, but being able to draw the line and not take the penalties after the play and not let it get the best of you.
And the officials are very serious about the taunting this year at all levels, high school, college, and professional.
That's a nice run by Justin Holiday, who, again, continuing to do damage with his legs. He picks up a first down out to the 36-yard line.
So often with a quarterback, yeah, you're a runner, but it's when you get these first downs. This is a big gain, nothing open downfield, and being decisive. He's had a couple of nice chunk runs today, one of 19, and that one was probably another 20 yards just on scrambles.
This time hands off to Tubbs, trying to get the corner, and does. Big gainer across midfield, out of bounds, down to the 42-yard line, and another first down for Fresno City.
Outside edge sealed up. The wide receiver blocking under the encouragement of the receiver coach, Zach Hollis, who used to be at Modesto JC. Great relationship with Zach. Cheering his players on, blocking downfield, first down, take a shot. This is where they like to take a shot after getting just across the 50-yard line.
Got Chabot's defense a little bit on their heels now as they spot the ball at the 44-yard line. 1st and 10. Holiday again from the pistol. Hand off to Estevan Barragan. Another nice gain on first down, about 5 yards. And it brings up 2nd and 5.
So if you had all these days to practice, not practice, are we going to play, all these things, nothing conditions you for playing for the game. And you play the game. And we're getting here, midway through the third quarter, and you start to feel the weight of those pads play after play as a team executes their offense against you.
Another handoff to Barragan up the middle. And he pushes his way inside the 25, another first down.
3 run plays on this drive.
And, Chris, we talked about it. As well as this Chabot defense has played, they've had to be out on the field a long time. And perhaps this is where you do see some of that fatigue set in.
So near the red zone, they'll stick with the tight end with the wing set, double tight end set, if you will.
They mark it at the 25-yard line. Jacob Tubbs back into the game. He gets the carry, fights his way across the 20-yard line for a pickup of 5. That was a nice run by the freshman. Didn't look like a whole lot was there, but still able to get 5 yards.
He certainly looks like he's got a plan every time he gets the football in his hands. Great situation if you're a play caller, and if you're the defensive coordinator, it's tough here because you've got to defend the run and the pass, and they've got such a good play-action passing game, especially in the red zone. Slot receiver not getting covered.
Another running play. Tubbs up the middle. Battling for that first down line, comes up a little short. It'll be 3rd and maybe 1 or 2. And a big play coming here for this Chabot defense. We'll say 3rd and 2.
Bailey coming out of the game. And then we've got a timeout. Chabot. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV. Third and short for Fresno City.
Big play here for the Chabot defense, trying to keep this a 14-0 game at the moment. Of course, Fresno City in field goal range. 3rd and short. And the handoff on the end around to Rollins. He picks up the first down inside the 15-yard line.
Fly sweep into the boundary. Been a staple of theirs, especially today when they've needed to convert.
Yeah, we've seen it a lot today. That's Tabari Rollins. He's got good speed at 5'10", 180. And they move the chains again. First down, Fresno City. Trying to find the end zone for the 3rd time today. Holiday looking to the end zone. And it's caught for the touchdown by Aaron Blancas. 20-0 Fresno City. A nice throw from Holiday, who picks up his third total touchdown today. 2 through the air, 1 on the ground. And now Nathan Coons comes on to try and make it 21-0 with the extra point. Kick is up and good. And with 4:45 left in the third quarter, 21-0 Fresno City.
I like the route of running up the field, but keeping that space so you can use the sideline as your friend. A little play pass, vertical routes, and a nice pass and catch for the Rams. Blancas, the freshman, with the catch with 4:45 here left in the third. Third possession, it was a good one. I believe they went 84 yards. A lot of nice chunk plays. Big scramble, fly sweep, another fly sweep, and then the play pass to get into the end zone. Fresno City up 3 scores.
So we'll see if Chabot can find an answer. They haven't been able to move the ball offensively much today. Really, until their last drive, they got a little traction, but of course that ended in the interception thrown by Kekoa Tarangan. And so Coons kicks it off for Fresno City. Fielded by Ronald Fox. He's tripped up across the 20, short of the 25. Pretty good kick coverage from the Rams. They'll mark it at the 23, and
Tarangan will
who comes in. I was going to say, who comes in at quarterback now.
He'll stay in at quarterback.
So we've seen 3 quarterbacks get in today. LT Beck got the start. Then Kekoa Tarangan. We also saw Bryce Lombardi.
Yeah, and Beck's already he's in street clothes here.
So perhaps some sort of injury that
maybe concussion. I'm not sure. We don't want to speculate, but he's definitely out for the rest of the game.
Handoff to Lavalier, and he gets across the 25, maybe the 27, a pickup of 4.
Fly sweep to the boundary, taking a page out of the Fresno City playbook. Solid gain on first down, but as we mentioned, Chabot has struggled offensively, haven't been able to get any tempo, they haven't been able to play fast today on offense.
Well, it's been tough. I mean, we've seen a lot of injuries today, and with Beck now out of the game, we were excited to see what he could do. Dual threat quarterback who came over from Valparaiso, a Division I school. Tarangan trying to air it out again, and just overshot his receiver Akil Ansar.
Had a receiver wide open in the flat, which would have converted for the first down, but you're looking at the scoreboard, you're a quarterback, you want to get a big chunk, but sometimes you just got to take what the defense gives you. Looked like he had a receiver out in the flat that time, chose to throw it deep, and it'll bring up another third down where Fresno has turned up the heat. Now, the last third down, they ran a screen converted for a first down, so see what they've got in the playbook.
Well, we told you this Fresno City defense last year gave up less than 2 touchdowns a game, 13.5 points.
Legal substitution, 12 men on the field.
And that'll make it that much tougher here on third down. Back it up, make it 3rd and 11.
Haven't been able to use my car's term here, substitution, mass confusion. And it's 12 men on the field and another penalty on Chabot.
So Chabot will certainly have plenty to clean up when they watch the film from this one. Again, not unexpected. It's been almost 2 years since either one of these teams has played a game, with last year getting canceled because of the pandemic. And so now 3rd and 11 for the Gladiators. Tarangan Throws to Tidwell. Might have been partially deflected, and it's incomplete. And that brings up fourth down.
They ran that same sneak play that they had run previously that didn't execute. The only thing that saved Fresno was the defensive lineman getting his hand up in the passing lane, got the ball deflected, and will force another punt. Sometimes as a defensive lineman, you don't get there. But if you can get your hands up, especially if you're taller than the quarterback, you can get a pass deflection pretty easily.
Short punt from Laron Flippin. Was it touched by Fresno City? Chabot jumps on the ball. There's flags down. We'll have to sort it out. But as of now,
did he signal for a fair catch?
The officials are discussing it. It definitely hit a Fresno City player.
Because it appeared that the Chabot defender pushed the Fresno City blocker into the returner, causing the play. We'll see what Ken Leffel's going to call here.
And they will call a penalty against Chabot, so Fresno City will keep possession.
So it looked like the returner got pushed, the blocker got pushed into the returner, but the official saw otherwise.
So it's going to be excellent field position for Fresno City. Here's another look. It was a really short punt.
No, the Chabot player hit him first. Good call.
And I think you're right. That was Tariq Jabbar on the coverage.
Sudden change. We know what that means.
And 1st and 10 from the Chabot 32-yard line. Handoff to Tubbs. Not a whole lot of room. Flag comes in late. And we'll see if this is against the offense. It looks like a hold.
It didn't help at all because good job by the Chabot defensive front of holding up the blocker, forcing the hold. And the Gladiators will definitely take this penalty and move Fresno back. Just the simple area blocking, zone run, but good gap control defense by the Gladiators.
So 1st and 20 from the 42-yard line. 21-0, Fresno City College in command here late in the third quarter. Holiday back to pass. The throw completed. And stepping out of bounds is Tabari Rollins. He gets back about 10 yards from the penalty.
Well-timed throw. 15-yard out.
And a quarterback change for Fresno City as it's now Junior Garcia into the game. Sophomore from Merced, 6'3", 225 pounds. 2nd and 10. Handoff to Tubbs. Finds a seam up the middle, gets inside the 30. It'll be about 3rd and 4.
There's an example of the effectiveness, the long-term effectiveness of the stretch run game. Good area blocking, found the seam, cut up. And we've got another player injured for Fresno. We'll take a break. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
Broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand. broadcast of Gladiator Football is brought to you by Chabot College, American Asphalt, the NCSTV Summer Basketball Camp, and Meeting Rooms on Demand.
Welcome back to Hayward. 2:57 to go in the third quarter. 21-0 Fresno City leading Chabot. Ben Ross and Chris Babcock with you this afternoon. Thanks for joining us on NorCal Sports TV, the season opener for these two squads. And 3rd and 5 coming up for Fresno City. Handoff goes to Tubbs running left. He's got room inside the 20, inside the 10. And it's 1st and goal for Fresno City. Another big run for this Rams offense, and they are really starting to wear down the Chabot front seven.
Running the football at will. And Fresno's been playing and practicing in heat and coming over here to the cool Bay Area. And they have really – physicality is really showing through here in this later part of the third quarter.
Ball spotted just inside the 10 at about the 8. And a 1st and goal for Fresno City, looking to add to their lead. Garcia hands it off for Hogue, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Fresno City. Hunter Hogue, the freshman from Firebaugh, makes it 27-0.
Kadedrick Story, he's been blocking out in space all day long. Hasn't got many touches, if any, but unselfishly been blocking for those running backs, and that time created an easy path into the end zone.
So all Fresno City here. They led it 14-0 at the half. The extra point makes it 28-0 with 1:56 to go in the third quarter. And the Rams looking every bit of that number 12 ranking to start the season.
So in a couple of Saturdays, we'll be back. NorCal Sports TV will back here to as Chabot hosts the College of the Siskiyous. That game will be at 1 o'clock right here on NorCal Sports TV. We don't charge for these games. All we ask is very simple. Subscribe to our YouTube page, youtube.com/NorCal Sports TV. If you subscribe, you'll get alerts of upcoming games. We've got high school and junior college football games all season long in the Bay Area, in the Valley, in the Sierra Foothills. That's all we ask. Follow us on our social media platforms at NorCal Sports TV on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. And that helps get us numbers so that we can continue to find partners to help support our broadcast. Thank you.
28-0 in favor of Fresno City. And as the kickoff fielded by Oliver Saunders III, and he is engulfed by a hurricane of white jerseys inside the 15. Tremendous coverage by Fresno City.
Lewis Tyler has made a couple of plays on special teams. Now he's the contain on the opposite side, but he's going to collapse down and chase down this play all the way from behind. There he comes. And that return never really developed. And when you're running horizontally, you're not getting any yards on the return, and the defense is going to catch up to you because you got the ball in your hand.
So 28-0, and it'll be a long field for Chabot. And now we see Bryce Lombardi back in at quarterback. He turns and hands to Tidwell, and not a whole lot of room. Gets across the 15, out to the 16, a gain of 2. Well, at this point, Chris, I think if you're Chabot, the game probably out of reach. You never want to admit that, and obviously you're still going to try and win. But I think you at least want to build on something offensively. You'd like to see the offense put a drive together.
Most certainly, and because your defense, although they've given up 28 points a couple times on short fields, they've been on the field for a long time. Bad snap.
Lombardi in trouble, just has to throw it away. He actually was nearly able to connect with Jamal Lavalier.
If he catches that, they'd have said, hey, that's exactly how we dialed that play up.
And I'll tell you what, there was no one behind Lavalier.
Yeah, and no offensive lineman downfield, so actually would have been a legal play. We've had the sneak, and then we had the sleeper play. But Lombardi just trying to make the best. That's not always a good idea as a quarterback, but it's a incompletion and a 3rd and 8. It's been a long quarter for Chabot.
Trying to pick up this first down on 3rd and long. Lombardi back to pass. Gets outside the pocket. Fakes the throws. Trying to get to the line, but comes up short. They're going to mark him back at the 20-yard line, and he's a good 5 yards short of that first down. And so Chabot will have to punt again.
You know what I liked about that play? Lombardi doing his best to try to get a first down. But at the end of the play, he's got one of his offensive linemen down there, Antonio Hernandez, going to protect him and run over and get him on the sideline. As an offensive lineman, you take that oath to protect and serve, and you got to protect your quarterback, and I like seeing that.
Another punt for Laron Flippin. And another low line drive. Dropped at the 40-yard line by Ruffin. Picks it back up. And now still on his feet across the 50. And into Chabot territory. Turns into a pretty good return by Deshaun Ruffin.
End of the quarter, 28 Fresno City, nothing Chabot. You're watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV.
How was camp for you, Blake?
It was really fun.
Yeah. What was your favorite part of NorCal Sports TV's summer basketball camp?
The atmosphere. Just being out here, feeling close to nature. Like, I woke up in the morning from getting my award for the 6 a.m. practices. I woke up in the morning, I saw 3 deer just pass by. I got a video. It was really cool. And I love the atmosphere. I love the coaches. I love everybody here. Everybody's here to get better. Everybody's here to have fun. And, you know, I like the competitiveness as well. So.
We head to the fourth quarter from Hayward, 28-0. Fresno City in control, leading Chabot College. And the Rams back on offense with great starting field position once again, starting at the Chabot 47-yard line. It's been all Fresno City just about from the get-go as the handoff goes to Estevan Barragan. Picks up maybe a yard. It'll bring up 2nd and 9.
And I think, you know, you look for silver linings. You know, there's no moral victories in football, but a lot of defenders have seen the field for Chabot, and at times they've done some good things and been physical up front. They just have spent we don't have any official statistics, but they've spent a lot of time in the field here in the second half.
Handoff goes to Hunter Hogue. He battles his way pretty close to the first down line. It looked like he was going to be stopped well short. gets inside the 40, and it'll be 3rd and 1.
He might be diminutive in size, but his heart and his passion. I've seen a couple of times today where he looks absolutely stopped, but keeps moving his feet, and against weary defenders is able to get near a first down.
Yeah, just 5'7", 170 pounds out of Firebaugh. Garcia back to pass. He'll run it, and he's got room. The first down and more inside the 20-yard line. Down to the 18. And another first down for Fresno City.
Been at least 3 times today where where Chabot has had pretty good pass rush, but has got a little too aggressive and got out of their passing lanes and has opened up long runs. I think they've had at least 3 long quarterback scrambles for over a total of 70 yards. That breaks the defense's heart.
Garcia takes the snap, handoff to Hogue. Still battling inside the 10, and another first down. It'll be 1st and goal for the Rams, and you can see it, Chris. This defense, which played pretty well in the first half, just gassed at this point. They've been out on the field quite a long time today.
A lot of plays, and when you've got fresh backs going in and out, sharing a series, watch the cut here. One cut and just gets and finds a little crease and gets up the field and moves the chains inside the 10. Bootleg.
Garcia looking to the end zone. Back of the end zone. Incomplete. Knocked away at the last moment. Connerly looked like he got the feet down, but couldn't hang on. And it brings up 2nd and goal.
Ronald Fox out of Galileo in San Francisco playing through the receiver's hands. It's one thing to go and have the ball in your hand, but you must possess it. And good job of not panicking there and playing through the hands of the receiver.
Handoff goes to Kinney, close to the goal line. Stopped at the 1, maybe the 2. It'll bring up 3rd and goal.
So when the lean of your running game and then bringing in fresh backs are able to cut and find those soft spots of the defense in the 4th quarter, it's really tough to stop.
So they'll mark it at the 2, 3rd and goal. 28-0 Fresno City, looking for their 5th touchdown of the day. Garcia from the pistol. Fakes the handoff. He got stood up and stopped at the 3, and that brings up 4th and goal.
Chabot continues to play hard, and on this one they brought the wood. I think there was a little confusion in the backfield.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think perhaps trying to hand off to Kinney, and again, more of those first game issues to get sorted out.
Yeah, I think the running back was expecting to get the football, and I think the quarterback was expecting to hand it to him, but his hands didn't believe what his heart was doing. So
they go for it on 4th down. The handoff to Connerly, trying to get to the end zone, and does. Touchdown Fresno City to make it 34-0.
So there's been 3 or 4 times today, offensively and defensively, where Chabot has needed to make a play. And here's one out in space. It's man-on-man, one-on-one, off the reverse, and can you make that tackle in the open field? And Connerly, a pretty good player, smells the end zone and wins that battle.
That's his 2nd touchdown of the day. Had the 42-yard reception back in the 2nd quarter. The extra point is good. And with 11:58 to go in the 4th quarter, Fresno City adds to its lead, 35-0 over Chabot.
Jace, do we have that play? So a lot of eye candy going around here for the Chabot defense to read. But when it comes down to it, it's one-on-one out in open field. Can you make the play? And Connerly wins that battle and gets into the end zone.
It's a tough play. You're right. One-on-one, you need to to win that battle, but give credit, too, to Connerly. He knew he had space to the outside, and he's a tough guy to bring down in the open field.
So teams are going to make their most improvement traditionally, sometimes the cliche from week 1 to week 2. Certainly Chabot, to be competitive this year, they've really got to figure things out and get some tempo going and get some identity what they're going to be offensively, and they're going to have to regroup their offensive line as they've lost a couple of players today. Defensively, there's been some times the quarterback scrambles that have broke their back and some one-on-one plays. And you show those on film, you can coach, you can do everything, you can scream and do all those things, but players got to still make those plays. And if you don't, that's the result.
Kickoff fielded inside the 5-yard line by Ronald Fox, and he's in some trouble. Breaks out of trouble, gets to the 20-yard line, nearly actually found a seam.
It took a while for the wall to develop, but it was certainly there. But other teams, you probably could have success, but Fresno City College has had a tradition of being very good on special teams.
Tell you what, they're playing like Fresno State today. This defense and special teams have been phenomenal, and the offense has gotten going too. We've seen, as you said, Chris, a whole handful of running backs cycle in and out as another Chabot Gladiator down on the field.
And I don't think Coach Fanini came into this game thinking he was going to be playing 3 quarterbacks either.
That's another good point. Moving forward, we'll have to see what the issue is with LT Beck and if he's able to return next week. Chabot heading on the road to American River.
And they love to play physical football.
That won't be an easy contest either.
It will not be, and they're tough at home. It'll the heat of Sacramento. So they'll have to have a real good week of practice and expect to a physical football game.
Kekoa Tarangan back in at quarterback, the 6'1 freshman from Hawaii. He came in, made a great throw on his first pass. Hit Akil Ansar in stride, but he struggled a bit since then. That's a good throw, but dropped right on the hands of Kenyatta Anderson, just unable to hold on, and that brings up third down, rather.
A lot of defenders there. You've got the tight end that's going to the flat, and he might have ran his route a little bit deeper, and if you're not precise and you run that route a little bit deeper, you're bringing your defender, even though it might seem like it's correct, you're running another defender that's pretty close into the passing lane and bringing some unnecessary traffic, which traffic, as you know, is very unnecessary, but you got to deal with it.
Nobody likes traffic,
No.
especially here in the Bay Area,
Yeah.
but as you said, you got to deal with it. Tarangan lofts it for his running back, Michael Quinteros, but a little overthrown, and that's going to bring up another 4th down.
That type of pass floating towards the defense is what I used to call a Blue Cross special. And if this is completed, that's not going to turn out well for that young man catching that football.
So we have seen a lot of Laron Flippin today, the punter for Chabot, and that's obviously not a good thing when you're seeing your punter get a lot of work. A low snap, and the punt is blocked. Flippin picks it up, but he is taken down, and that's the second big special teams mistake of the day by Chabot. It's going to give Fresno City another short field.
Low snap, and Fresno was not backed off special teams-wise. They put pressure on every single punt attempt, so they're not just giving this away. Good force, fooled our camera person, and it'll be a short field again here for Fresno.
Well, going back to the very first touchdown of the game, that's how it got set up in the first quarter. A high snap on that one, which gave Fresno City a 1st and goal, and they cashed in. And who knows if this game might have looked a little different without that early touchdown. This is 1st and 10 from the 11-yard line, and a gain of about 4 yards, maybe 5, on 1st down. So this was a 14-0 game at halftime. Not out of reach, but in this second half, Fresno City has really taken control, and they are on the brink of going up 42.
Well, it's extra tiring for the defense when the offense isn't able to play fast or get anything tempo-wise, and you just feel like everything's against you because you're doing and making some good plays, but Fresno just continues to control the football.
Estevan Barragan on the carry. Another quarterback change for Fresno City as Isaiah Robles now into the game. 6'1" freshman from Clovis.
And if you're Fresno City, you've got to play by your choice, play a lot of running backs, a lot of quarterbacks, different guys up front defensively, and they've made some changes offensively, substitution. When you make a road trip for a 3-hour trip and get a lot of people dirty and you get the win, it's a pretty successful opener.
The handoff goes to Sean Kelly. Stopped a little bit short of the goal line. He might have the first down, though. They were able to get a first down without a touchdown. Let's see where they mark it. Looks like it's right near the 1. They're going to say he's short, though. 4th down. And the offense will remain on the field.
If you're the edge guy, you've got to protect against the naked bootleg here.
Well, we've seen Coach Tony Caviglia use a lot of his playbook. Everything has really been working today. The handoff goes up the middle, and Ryan Hunt into the end zone for the touchdown. 41-0 Fresno City.
So Hunt, with one of the returners that had some rushes last year and had some receptions, Tony listed him as a starting tight end, was a running back last year, probably one of those workhorse guys, so they give him a little love and give him a chance to get into the end zone, and he does just that. And you can see how his teammates reacted.
6th extra point of the day coming up, and it is no good. First one missed. So it remains 41-0. That was Ronnie Roca, the freshman kicker from Clovis.
The only mistake, I'm sure there's been some, but the only glaring mistake that Fresno City has made on special teams.
So it's 41-0 in favor of Fresno City. Well, I'll tell you what, Coach. I mean, this team looks good. We talked about their defense coming in and how they only gave up 13.5 points a game last year, and some of the Division I talent they've got on that defense. They really do look good. I'm curious to see moving forward how their offense looks. It looks like they've got some good running backs, and they're not maybe the most explosive group, but good play calling, a good scheme, and it's going to be a tough team, I think, for people to deal with in that Valley Conference.
Yeah, and they've got still some tougher teams ahead in non-conference play. That these schedules are set by the schools or set by the state. And then, of course, the conference, and they're always battling with another NorCal Sports TV partner, Modesto JC. So we'll get a chance to see Fresno another time this season.
Saunders on the kick return. Spins his way across the 35, and a good return out to the 39. Well, you bring up Modesto. That will be a fun one. Modesto, number 4 in the preseason rankings. Fresno City at number 12.
And they got a big win last night at Laney with only being shut out in the first quarter, and got the stop on the as time ran out. So there'll be a big boost for them. And so, and for Chabot, I mean, I like, you look for silver linings. I like how Saunders returned the football, and maybe there's something that they can use him offensively and try to get him involved with some things. I see him in there as the Z receiver on this play.
Lombardi in at quarterback. turns around and hands it to Tidwell on a gain of about 4. Well, I think the keys for Chabot moving forward, we're going to have to see, number one, health. If some of these linemen can come back, because they've lost a few of their starters. And then, of course, at the quarterback position, we'll have to check in and see if LT Beck is able to return next week.
Because I'm thinking one of the strengths going into the season was their experience on their offensive line, but one of those experienced players they've lost today. So we'll have to see how if it's a weak thing or their season-ending injury. But you certainly, either way, you're going to have to find some depth.
Joseph Broussard, not a whole lot of room there. It brings up 3rd and 6. Well, it'll be interesting to see moving forward, too. You know, again, this is not an easy first opponent when you go against a defense like Fresno City.
Yeah, and you're not familiar with them. You're not familiar with the personnel. And, you know, you're kind of feeling them out, but they certainly bring their reputation. I mean, Tony's been there for 21 seasons. They've been in the postseason this is his 22nd season. We've been in the postseason one way or the other for 21 straight years.
That's a pretty good run.
Yes, very good run. Lombardi with the play pass.
Throwing right. Ball is low and incomplete. And 4th down. Yeah, this Fresno City team has been terrific. 12-time Valley champs since the year 2000. So they have really been dominant. And as you mentioned, under Coach Caviglia, making the postseason in 20 of 21 seasons. He's the all-time winningest coach at Fresno City College, and he's overall 166 wins, 65 losses. And they appear poised for another strong season this year. Flipping with the punt. This is perhaps his best of the day. Fair catch is called for and taken by Keandre McDowell.
44-yard punt. That's a good kick. Got some good protection up front. But, you know, also, too, I mean, you can't go out and acquire players. So you have to go look within your roster. You might have to find another person, a player that can long snap, just to have a backup. They don't have as big as numbers as they normally do, that being Chabot. And if you're a freshman and you're an offensive lineman, start knowing your assignments because you're going to get an opportunity.
7:21 to play. It's a 41-0 lead for Fresno City. And this time, a big gain on the keeper. Isaiah Robles across the 35 and out to the 37. So all three of these quarterbacks we've seen from Fresno City have shown their running ability. And they'll actually mark him out to the 38. Fresno City, 4-time state champions. Not since 1973, though, but as we mentioned, they've won the Valley Conference 12 times since 2000. Robles, another run. Across the 45, into Chabot territory, and another first down. They're just picking up yards in chunks now.
Well, he's been blocking all game long.
And we do have a flag on the play.
And he's been getting a little cadedic story, but I think that one he was finally called for a penalty. But he has been blocking relentlessly on these defensive backs of Chabot. But on that one, I think that he had to remind the player how well he was doing and was in ear reach of the official, and he threw the flag.
So the call for unsportsmanlike conduct, that'll back Fresno City up into their own territory.
I mean, if you put together the clips of him blocking, that says enough, the result of your actions. But, you know, and what these players sometimes don't realize is that coaches at the next level look at those things, how you react in certain situations. They love the fact that you're up 35 or 41 points and it's less than 7 minutes in the game and you're still out there competing and blocking, but the fact that you have to taunt after the play, They don't like that. Coaches don't like that. Those are things that break the trust between a coach and a player.
1st and 10 from the 39. Hand off to Barragan, and he is into Chabot territory with a first down. And another flag down. And we'll see if this one's coming back as well.
They've got a trio of 5'6" running backs. They just keep churning in. And they all have the same type of running style, and it's ideal for this zone blocking scheme. Because all you need is a crease. And you've over-pursued, and as a linebacker, you really put yourself out of a position, and you make yourself easier to block.
Well, and sometimes these smaller running backs can be hard to spot behind the linemen. And
I agree.
These guys are deceptive. They're all quick, and as you said, they all run hard. I mean, they might not be the biggest guys, but they run like they're big.
Yep.
But this will be another penalty against Fresno City, so you can take that one off the board, and it looks like it'll be about 1st and 20 if that was a hold.
I think the chains moved, but they usually have a clip that's on the yard line. They're trying to get that reset.
So we'll see where they end up spotting it. We're down now under 6 minutes remaining in the game. Season opener for both teams. Fresno City 41, Chabot nothing.
Okay, they got to bring the box back.
So we talked about Chabot's upcoming games with American River next week, and then our next broadcast 2 weeks from today against the College of the Siskiyous. Another that's a 1 o'clock start. Today was 2. Fresno City will have their home opener a week from today against Santa Rosa. Then they're at American River, and then an interesting matchup September 25th against San Mateo. Not much room to the right side that time as Hunter Hogue is shoved out of bounds, and now he's getting out. That's good news. That was
San Mateo in 2019 won the NorCal championship. They shut out Fresno. And
that was 21-0 in the semifinals.
And shut out Modesto JC. Neither one of those is an easy feat. Coach Sherlock has really got things going over there at San Mateo.
Well, good to see Robert Porter back in action. We saw him leave the game earlier on a play due to injury, but it appears he's all right.
Yeah, so the National Base 6 is conference that Chabot's in, and then Fresno's in the National Valley.
And I'll tell you what, the Base 6 is loaded this year. I mean, you just look at, you got San Mateo, number 1 in the preseason rankings. We talked about what they did last year, winning the Northern California title. You got City College of San Francisco, ranked number 5. Laney came in at number 11. You talked about the great game they played last night against Modesto. Diablo Valley ranked number 25 as well. I mean, this is a deep, deep conference this year. Not going to be easy. Robles with time, throws left. Ball comes out.
Scoop and
it's
score.
Loose.
Scoop and score.
It's a Chich. And into the end zone for the touchdown. Touchdown, Chabot. And the Gladiators are on the board.
Kingston Sepoy with the scoop and score. And so Sandy Koufax is not pitching the shutout anymore. Babble it. I just aged myself.
So Chabot will avoid the shutout, and certainly a bright spot for the Gladiators, and credit to the defense. They've played hard the whole day. They haven't had a ton of help. They've been on the field a lot, but nice to see them rewarded with the scoop and score.
Yep. Silver linings, and you're looking for them, and there's guys just continue to playing hard. But Sepoy with the scoop and score, something they practice, executed, And the kick is good.
It's a short one, and it gets across. And the kick is indeed good. That was Pablo Rico, offensive lineman, with the extra point. And it's 41-7.
So the Fresno defense will have something to say to the Fresno offense at film. But here's that play. Throw late out in the flat. Chabot rallies up. Sepoy sees the opportunity with the scoop. And the score.
And a great play by Jamin Gallios to force that fumble. As Rollins made the catch, didn't have any time, and Sepoy, the freshman from Kearns, Utah, gets Chabot its first touchdown of the season. So as you said, Chris, something to build on. Again, you don't like moral victories, but when it's been a tough outing like this, a lot of injuries, you want something positive to build on in practice toward next week, and it was good to see this defense rewarded.
Yeah, Sepoy's he's been on the field a lot and has done some good things, and I think Avani Bailey out of Hayward has certainly flashed today and done some good things. Some things to clean up, I mean, especially we've talked about, but the pass rush. You've got penetration, you've got in the backfield. It's being defined in your pass rush lanes and being a little disciplined there and a fair catch, and they'll get the ball on the 25-yard line. But you got to get better fast because just you don't have any easy games when you're in the National Bay 6, regular season or preseason. Just doesn't matter.
Well, Chabot will have some time before they do open conference play. Their conference opener against City College of San Francisco not till October 16th. That will be their 6th game of the year. But as you said, the non-conference schedule is tough too. Robles still in at quarterback. The handoff goes to Hogue, and he's been impressive today. Not the biggest guy, but he finds the hole, and that's another gain of 9.
One step and go. That's the running back you're looking for in the area zone blocking scheme, and find that little soft spot in the defense, plant a foot in the ground, and get south or get north.
2nd and 1. Down to 3.5 minutes remaining in this season opening contest. Fresno City and Chabot. And another jet sweep. This one to Sean Kelly. He'll get the first down across the 40-yard line. So we've seen that a few times today. And it's been effective.
We've said his name a bunch of times of blocking, but Kadedrick Story. I just watched him that last play just blocking the corner out in space, getting his hands inside the shoulder pads. And when you do things like that as a wide receiver, you're going to get touches because the coach is going to say, you know what, this guy's a selfless player.
Yep, coaches definitely love that. A wide receiver who will block and a wide receiver that loves to block. That's what you're looking for, is kids that love to play every aspect of the game. Handoff goes to Barragan. He's spun around, still on his feet, and turns it into a positive gain.
A weary defense wasn't able to collapse on the backside of the play and reverses field and picks up a nice gain on first down.
So just looking at the preseason coaches poll, again, College of San Mateo, the top spot, followed by Riverside City from the south. Modesto coming in at number 4. You got City College of San Francisco ranked 5th. American River is number 7 in the rankings, and that's where Chabot is heading next week. So it's a tough start to the year, no question. Under 2 minutes to play. Fresno City going to win their opener and start the year 1-0. Chabot will fall to 0-1. Again, this is the first meeting between these teams since 2017. Fresno City winning that matchup as well. But certainly a lot to learn following this game. It's the first game for either of these teams in 650-plus days. And another big gainer and a first down into Chabot territory with 1:16 remaining. And at this point, we'll see if Fresno City just wants to take a couple of knees and get out of here with the win.
I think that's what's exactly Coach Cavili is going to call going into the favorite formation of a coach, the victory formation.
So an impressive performance today by the Rams. They'll win it by the final of 41-7 after a couple of knees. We'll have to see about the health of some of these Chabot players who have left the game today.
Yeah, and then they were short one of their players, by Mauna, who was a returner from last year, had 49 tackles, 3 sacks, 9.5 tackles for losses, and he was one of the key returners. So he got hurt this week. We see that he's got a brace on his knee, so we don't know his status, but he was one of those guys that was listed as a starter early in the week. So not having him in this game made that task just that much more difficult.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, looking at this Chabot sideline and seeing, a number of guys on crutches and with braces and in the trainer's tent. One more knee for Fresno City. That will be the final snap of the game. And Fresno City starts the year with a 41-7 win over Chabot to get to 1-0.
Well, we appreciate all of our partners that have helped support this broadcast. Chabot College, Meeting Rooms on Demand, or NorCal Sports TV Summer Camp 2022. We'll close this one out here from Chabot College, where Fresno City College beat Chabot 41-0 to get the season opening win. Our next Chabot College football broadcast will be September 18th as the Gladiators host College of the Siskiyous at 1 p.m. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel where you've watched this game, youtube.com/NorCal Sports TV, and get alerts for upcoming games, and they're absolutely free. You've been watching Chabot College football on NorCal Sports TV. Thanks to our crew, Rodrigo Donner, Sean Wilkerson, our director Jason Green, my broadcast partner Ben Ross. I'm Chris Babcock here in Hayward. Good night, and thanks for being on the show.